Hey everybody, good morning. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. You all already know where I'm coming from. The gym. Nothing more, nothing less. That's where I'm coming from. So I'm coming back to follow up regarding a video that I posted yesterday in regards to why fools fall in love when they're going to divorce anyway. And this video, I want to touch base on the top 3 reasons why people are divorcing at an alarming rate. And so the number one reason is because most folk, whether you believe in Christ or not, they have moved the Almighty out of their marriage. When we first got married, everyone knows that there's supposed to be 3 in your union, and that is God, your spouse, the man, the head, and then the woman. And what has happened now is that everyone has lost their reverence for God and how He looks at marriage and His expectations in regarding marriage. He ordained marriage, and He said, "To death do you part." Now, everybody is just getting married for looks only, money, and this feel-good, fantastical feeling. And what most folk don't realize is that those are not sustaining attributes to keep a marriage. The only thing that's going to keep your marriage intact, in most cases, 99.9% of all cases, is by keeping Christ at the forefront. But what happens is people fake and fraud in the beginning of the courtship and leading the marriage, acting as if God is the center of their life. You know, that they hold God in high regard simply to win someone over. Meanwhile, that was all a front. God is not the forefront. He may have been the forefront in the beginning because you leaned on Him so much because you were yearning for a spouse. So you were praying more, fasting and doing everything else. So He was at the forefront because you were lacking in that area, and it was something that you really, really wanted. So He was at the forefront. But what happens is most get married and then they start moving God out of the equation. And so what happens is when you move God out of the equation, if anything, you tend to fail every time. That's how it goes. We were not meant to handle everything in life on our own abilities and recognizance. We weren't meant to. We were meant to rely on the divine in everything that we want in this lifetime. But what happened is we just took God out of it. So when you take God out of it, expect it to fail. And people have taken their reverence for God out of their lives. We don't even fear God anymore. We don't even care. We come up with rationales. This is my life. I got to deal with it. God understands me. He knows me. And I'll just deal with that later. And that's not how God looks at marriage. God said, "To death do you part." Not until you get bored, until you fall out of love for a season, until things aren't going the way you want them. That's not what He said. That's the number one reason marriages are not lasting today, because God is nowhere in the picture. Everyone has pushed God to the side, and you're doing it on your own flesh. You're doing it in your own flesh. That's why your marriage is not working. This is why you can get a divorce after 20 years and don't bat an eye. How? You spend a decade of your life, 15 years of your life, 20 years of your life with somebody, 30 years of your life, and you throw it away? But you want to say you serve Christ? You don't. Just say you in a backslidden condition and you're not thinking about Christ. You're worried about your own selfish flesh. That is why you're getting a divorce. Plain and simple. That's number one. And if you don't put God back in your marriage, the marriage number 2, marriage number 3 are going to come to an end. And God not even signing off on marriage number 2 and 3. Unless your spouse left you, turned their back on the marriage, cheated on you, gave you some type of diseases, and abused you. Outside of those things, God's not signing off on it. He's not. Okay? So that's reason number 1. Number 2, the reason people are getting out of marriages and is leading in divorce is because people are bored. They think the grass is greener on the other side. They ready to cash in, husband or wife, number 1, and it's really the woman, because y'all are 95% of the divorce initiators. So I'm talking to y'all. You're leaving your marriage because you're bored and you think that you're about to cash in on a new man. And guess what? That new man got a laundry list of issues himself. I don't care how fine he look, what his banking account looking like, what mask he's wearing to elude you to think he Mr. Perfect. Do you know in a honeymoon phase, most folks show their red flags? But because you're so in love and so caught up in excitement of that person, you overlook it. Or you think it's cute in the beginning. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's nothing. He'll grow out of it. She'll grow out of it. But we're going to focus on the women because you all are initiators of divorce. Oh, that's okay. It's all right. I can deal with that. That's my dude. He's so fine. Oh my gosh. He making 6 figures. He getting all this money. I don't care. That is not how you properly vet. And that's why you're divorcing, because you never properly vetted. And so that red flag rears its ugly head later on when excitement is all gone. And now you want out. Now you ready to divorce. Because you think you're about to cash in on husband, boyfriend number 2 that's not even thinking about you. You think that the grass is greener. It's not greener. It's not. Because guess what? The new man is going to have a flaw and an issue that's going to be the bane of your existence, that's going to grind your gears. Do you know that? I don't care how fine he is, how big his muscles are, how big everything else is, or how big his account is, and how deep his waves are, and how good he is in the bedroom. All that stuff is fleeting. Because once the excitement is gone, you already know what it's hitting for, and it's not even that exciting no more. Because most folks stop putting the effort in after they get comfortable, after they feel like you're not going nowhere, after the ink dries on the marriage decree. So what once excited you no longer excites you. I don't care how great it is. Can we stop the cat? The second reason you're divorcing because you're bored. You think the grass is greener, and it's not. That is not a license to divorce. And I'm telling you, no matter how much you want to threaten your mate and say, I want a divorce, that doesn't mean you're supposed to carry it through. And you need to stop using that as a threat. You're married. We're not supposed to be threatening our mate. Oh, I want a divorce. I don't got to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this no more. I'm sick of this. God is not pleased. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. The grass is not greener. I guarantee you, something in that second situation is going to annoy you to pieces. I guarantee you, because we're not perfect beings. You're cashing in 80% for 20%. That's what you're doing. I'm telling you. You better find a hobby. Most of you all don't have any hobbies. No other points of interest besides your mate. So the first sign of you getting bored, you ready to jump shit. Things aren't exciting. And marriage is boring at times. It's not always exciting. People getting older, they tired. We are not who we were 10, 20 years ago. We need to talk about it. You expected him to be this old Superman that he once was years and years ago. It's not happening. Priorities change. People change. But you expected to be with the same mate that you were with before. And that's not how it goes. And the third reason is unforgiveness, selfishness. Just slash and slash. They go hand in hand. We are the most grudge-keeping generation of a lifetime. Record-keeping, journal-keeping, record-keeping. You don't have no mercy, no forgiveness in your heart. You want to remember what he did 5 years ago. Oh, you didn't celebrate our anniversary. You didn't bring me flowers in the house. You didn't get that bracelet I wanted. You don't do nothing romantic anymore. I remember in 2020, you were more romantic. I remember that one thing you did. Now that it's 2025, you don't do it anymore. So, you do it. Let me tell you something. Most men are very simple. A lot of the crap they do it for us. It's not because they want to do it. They simply do it out of the love in their heart for us. You all are selfish. The Bible talks about agape love. Do you all know what that means? Agape, do you even know how to spell it? Agape love means I love you through it all. It's no record keeping. That's what that means. Y'all don't have agape love. Y'all got conditional love. Circumstantial love. Conditional. As long as you're getting warm and fuzzy on a regular basis, that's the only time you want to love and stay consistent. The old timers didn't keep too many records. That's why they were able to do 50, 60, 70 years of marriage. Y'all don't even know what that is. Because y'all keep looking for this warm and fuzzy Disneyland feeling. That's not life. Grow up. Y'all are fickle. Y'all change every other day, every other minute, every other hour. Bipolar at best. Y'all don't know how to stick and stay, but you'll stay with a daggone employer that's giving you $1 raise every year for 25 years. But you won't stay in your marriages. How does that work? These employers will fire you in a heartbeat. But your mate will still be there. But you cashing in your spouse after a couple years of uncomfortability. But you stand at these jobs until oblivion. You could do 10 years of school to get these meaningless degrees. Make it make sense. But you strong and independent. But you can't sustain nothing. You can't keep your marriage together. Yes, the men are the head. But we are supposed to be the nurturers, the one that have a little more grace. Y'all don't even have that anymore. All y'all know how to do is give up on your marriage. That's all y'all think about. But you'll commit to everything else in life. But not your marriage. You all need to figure something else out. But you are the main ones that want to get married. Y'all begging and pleading and crying and snotting and putting all these ultimatums on these men, but y'all the first one to leave the marriages. Make it make sense. And this is why men are not wanting to get married. This is why. So ladies, stop divorcing your husbands. Because God is not pleased. He's not. If you think he pleased, you're delusional. He's not. Keep divorcing your husband for these ridiculous reasons. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. You all have a good day. Hang in there.